2016 Intrust Super Cup season reaches its peak at the home of the game in Queensland, Suncorp Stadium. It is the 15th time the grand final has been played on this famous patch and the third time that Redcliffe and Burleigh have faced off in a grand final. Scott, some huge inclusions here and unexpected ones as well.
Absolutely, Matty. Curtis Rowe at fullback. On the wings is Wanahi and Regan. Centres, Saluma and Broadhurst, Cullen and Fogarty in the halves. So dangerous they are, the 6 and 7. Page, Politoni, Vai, Dowling, Schwass and Burr in the back row. And on the interchange benches, Fanine, Alamai, Petteroo and Jeff Lynch comes in as a late inclusion, and the coach is Jimmy Lenihan.
The Redcliffe team for the grand final of 2016.
As we see some pretty big inclusions themselves in jersey number 7, but at fullbacks, Jack Ahern, Jonas Pearson comes onto the wing, and Curtis Johnston the other wing with Randall and Bradley in the centres, Strasser and Nichols in the halves. The skipper is Sam Anderson with Pompey, Fainga, Whitchurch, Bridge and Gesh, and on the interchange benches Lee, Brown, Cleal and Hazard, and the coach is Adam Mogg.
They've done it all this year. They've got one more game to play. Now that man, his inclusion is the story of the day. The number 7 for Redcliffe, Darren Nichols. I find it very hard to believe, Scott, that he could be anywhere near 100%, having suffered that quad injury not even 2 weeks ago. You can see the strapping there on the right leg. He's a sharpshooter with the boot too. And I think that might have been influential in Adam Mogg's decision to rush him back with his goal kicking, but it puts a lot of pressure on him being a right foot kicker.
Yeah, well, Friday week ago before the semi-final against the Falcons last week, had what they believe is a grade 2 tear after an MRI, and for him to recover, he was fully fit by not only the Redcliffe physio but also the Broncos physio. They put him through a hard workout Friday night. He's ready.
So we're off 80 minutes away from determining the winner of the Intrust Super Cup for 2016. Luke Page runs back. He'll be running all day long. And now Lachlan Burr, taken by Gesh in 13. He was part of the Mackay team, which won the grand final back in 2013. Aaron Whitchurch as well, playing in the second row for Redcliffe. He featured in the Dolphins' last grand final appearance in 2012. 100th cup game today for him. Burr with his second touch of this set. Goes over the halfway, on tackle 5 now. The kick from Politoni. Sits up in the corner. Fielded by Jack Ahern. Chase good for Burleigh.
Good set from both sides. Defensively from Redcliffe, also attack by the Burleigh Bears. They've sent a shot over the bow very early. Burleigh with sending all their traffic at Zach Strasser. When they met in the major semi-final 2 weeks ago, he was made to make 28 tackles. He missed 6 or 7 of those tackles, so they've sent a warning early. Good run, Fainga.
He drives his way up within a couple of the halfway line. Here's the kick from Ahern. It bounces up well for Curtis Rowe to return. I like the battle of the wingers today. Yeah. Pearson and Johnston, Wanahi and Oliver Regan. Here's Saluma. He has been playing on the wing. He's into the centres, and now Cullen. This will be his last game for the Burleigh Bears. He's off to Manly next year for what he hopes will be an extended shot in the NRL. Here goes Vai. Cameron Cullen again wants to handle. Kicks for Fogarty, who spears it away to Ahern.
One thing Burleigh will have to do today is present a really good line with obviously Jack Ahern at the back, a real danger weapon, strike weapon for Redcliffe Dolphins. A couple of kick chases there from the Burleigh being spot on.
Now, Tony, as a winger or a centre coming into these big games, it's so important, isn't it, for you to take pressure off your forwards?
Oh, especially later in the game. Obviously, the forwards will be working overtime here, especially in these big games when the ball's in play for a lot of the time. It is important, especially take those tough carries coming out of your own hand and get those set starts off to a good start for your team.
Down to you, Pete.
Just an update on conditions, Matt. It has cooled down a little bit. Been a very warm afternoon here in Brisbane. But just watch out for the fullbacks and in fact the wingers as well under the high ball. It gets a bit swirly the higher the balls go up here this afternoon. At ground level, not much of a breeze, but there is one when you saw a couple of bombs go up in the Fox Colts game earlier. A couple of the fullbacks had trouble with the high ball, so watch for that this afternoon, especially with Nichols and Fogarty out in the field.
Here comes Regan. He was a Redcliffe Dolphin only last year. He's hoping to win a grand final against his old club. It's Page running wide.
Again, straight at Zach Strasser, making him work overtime. Nearly going to try and get him to make a second effort.
Polatoni schemes out a dummy half, finds Fogarty, who then finds Burr. He's wrapped up there by Pumapi. And Anderson was there to assist as well. Plays it on the 30. It's switched to the right-hand side. The kick here for Fogarty. It'll be too deep.
They'll be disappointed with that, Burleigh. All the field positions with them early in this game, just a bit too much weight on that kick, giving Redcliffe a 7-tackle set.
Some interesting selections. Obviously to try and go toe-to-toe size-wise against this big Burleigh pack. Whitchurch into the second row. Big man to play on an edge, and also Charlie Fienga. I think they needed to start with those big men.
Well, speaking of size, what about the size of the Burleigh bench? Fanine, Alamine, Petteroo, Lynch. I mean, if a winger goes down, I don't know what they're going to do. Look at the size of them. They're all mountains. Here's Strasser. Good shot there on Randall, who coughed it up. That was Connor Broadhurst, who I reckon was just about the best player on the park when they met a fortnight ago. And his first involvement defensively is very effective.
Well, it was a great adjustment in defence from Broadhurst, but Zach Strasser was on the front foot then. He should have taken the line on himself, see if he can get through the other side. Just challenged himself and get a tackle under his belt with the ball in hand. But they've both started off with great intensity, haven't they, Tony? Both sides.
That's the first error we've got of the game, except for the 7-tackle kick. But look, Strasser again, I thought he could have done his stats and win himself there. There was a little opportunity for him on the short side, but look, a great start by both teams, and the week off certainly doesn't look like it's affected Burleigh.
Bend your backs. Head in. Ball in, Jamal.
The completion rates were a big factor in that final 2 weeks back. Burleigh completed at 82%. The Dolphins couldn't hang on to it. They only completed at 68%.
That game really reminded me that the game on Friday night between the Sharks and the Cowboys. The Sharks just had all the possession. They completed their sets.
Here's Cullen. Sorry, Scott. He always has you on the edge of your seat. Cameron Cullen. Dowling was the man in 21 who played it. Now Burr. It's his 4th run already. He gets within 24 of Redcliffe's line. Burleigh stationed out to the right. They come as far as Vibai, who then goes to Fogarty. And now Broadhurst. He's one-on-one with Curtis Johnston. I reckon he'll lap up the grand final. Big Curtis, he loves the tough stuff. That was a forward pass, and it was the 5th tackle anyway, so Burleigh go to ground. You'll like Curtis Johnston, Tatey. You wait till he gets the ball in his hands and he winds it up.
He's got a little bit of madness in him like Tatey when Tatey
He is
played.
Certifiably mad, Curtis Johnston.
Well, he's a big unit. He came up with a big play there, shutting that little right-hand shift of the Burleigh Bears there, and the second effort off the second play of that.
Yeah, you make a good point there, because Zach Strasser's moved to 2 in from the sideline, so it's harder to get at him. And then Curtis Johnson did a great job defensively coming in and helping out his half.
Let's go to Peter Basalta's sideline.
A lot of talk coming out of Redcliffe, Matt. Really impressed with the way that they're trying to match it up with these big Burleigh forwards, especially so you see them here running hard coming out of their own half, and an early kick, 4-tackle kick here from Darren Nichols.
Well, here's the chase from Pearson. Curtis Rowe needed to be quick and was.
Geez, he didn't show much urgency to get back there. Jonas Pearson looked like for all money he was going to get there.
When the ball went to the right-hand side for Nichols, Wakawana, he had to come up into the defensive line, so it left some open space.
Great kick by Nichols, just in behind. Just a real opportunity there for Pearson.
Last time Jonas Pearson was here, he was playing for Brisbane against the Gold Coast Titans in week 1 of the finals.
Remember his NRL debut, he scored a double, didn't he, against the Roosters?
He's been good. Here's an early kick from Burleigh. From inside the 30, a long one from Cullen. Taken on the fly by Ahern. And Brent Tate pointed to the importance of that kick chase. Ahern's done well there. He's got back to within 10 of the halfway.
It's something that Jamal Fogarty does really well early in the game. He sits back, he shuffles the ball on, he has a long kicking game, and then late in the half, that's when he strikes.
Now Gesh up the middle. Well, this is a much more subdued start to what we witnessed a couple of weeks back, Scott, when I think Burleigh would have led something like 12-0 at this stage of the game. Back then, the start for Redcliffe has been problematic because they trailed by a couple of tries against the Falcons last week as well. They're locked up at 0-0 and they're a chance for points here. Good deft pass. Aaron Whitchurch nearly got in behind them in game number 100. Ahern sends the pass away. Nichols will put the kick up in the air. He wants Johnston. Here he comes, Curtis. He stuck the hand out. It took the hand and went forward. So Burleigh will be given the ball back on the 10-metre line.
I love how the Redcliffe forwards, and we spoke about this in the pre-game, guys, where you know where Burleigh are coming straight down the middle, and they're going to try and beat you with their size and mobility. I love how the Redcliffe forwards have just bit down hard on the mouth guard and said, you know what, we're going to try and match you.
Well, that would have been the message from Bob all this week. You start, boys. You need to start well. You need to match them physically in the forwards, and if we do that, our skill will take over, and they've done a great job in this first 10 minutes.
Yes, Pete?
One of those matches, picking up on what Sats just said there, has been Chris Gesh, of course, here Intrust Super Cup Grand Final with the Mackay Cutters back in 2013. He's been one of those pulling off some really big hits so far in the early exchanges.
Fogarty, short pass. Good tackle around the legs by Fayinga. And now a kick aimed towards the sideline. Ahern is trapped. How's that for confidence? He just spirals a 30-metre pass on the chest of Jonas Pearson.
Shows confidence, doesn't it?
And it's a good play. Be moving these big Burleigh forwards around, just mixing it up, making them work through the middle there. That's a great play from Ahern.
Good run.
Whitchurch, he's dangerous with the ball. He hasn't seen much football over the last fortnight. Now Gesh on the back of that. Maybe a hit of a high one there from Page. Referees were happy enough. Pumapete Nichols again sets up the chase for Jonas Pearson. He's leading it. He's got some help there as well. The man that kicked it, Darren Nichols, along with the captain, Sam Anderson, and Gesh there. They bring Curtis Rowe to ground, centre of the 20-metre line. Willing start, this one.
He's had some great carries early on, Saluma, and now gets the offload.
Schwass with it. Fogarty. And away to Broadhurst. 3 short of the halfway line. Bridge there, the tackler, along with Johnston. And now Regan. They've got through 4 tackles. Cullen to the line. Out the back to Curtis Rowe. Rowe's gone straight through. Curtis Rowe will score the first try of the grand final. They opened up, and the speedy custodian made them pay. 4-0 with a kick to come.
Yeah, he's been dangerous all year, Curtis Rowe. He's in the top 5 try scorers this year, and it's just lazy defence, and it's Aaron Whitchurch. He gets on the outside of Whitchurch and just burns him for speed. He's done that to plenty this year, Curtis Rowe. And Burleigh, they strike early.
Jamal Fogarty. What about this for a season tally? 260 points. Only Darren Nichols has scored more, 266. He's off to Parramatta, Jamal Fogarty, and Darren Nichols will be up the road next year at Penrith.
Love the involvement from both the halves on both sides. Just their busyness, their kicking game's been great. Jamal Fogarty, a really busy start, just a real confident start for him. He's been impressive early in this early stages.
He was the halfback of the year. Hits it cleanly, hits it beautifully. Jamal Fogarty makes it a 6-0 lead for Burleigh over Redcliffe down to Peter Basaltis.
Yeah, don't underestimate how hard that conversion was too with that swirling breeze, but this was just fantastic play. You're right, Matt, they've been playing so well down that left edge, the Burleigh Bears, and I'm just really worried now, just looking at the Redcliffe body language, the next 5 or 10 minutes crucial for them. We saw them fall a couple of tries behind last week against the Falcons. We know what happened a fortnight ago when they trailed 28-0. This is a big period of the game coming up here for Redcliffe.
It comes down to composure, doesn't it, in these big games? Because I think they've been the most dominant in this opening stanza, the Redcliffe Dolphins, and them to be 6 points behind, it can deflate you a little bit, can't it, Tatey?
Yeah, it certainly can. I've got a question. Jonas Pearson, that wasn't last. He was way back in the field there and almost showed Burleigh where to go, where to run. So look for Burleigh to keep attacking that right-hand edge of Redcliffe Dolphins.
Burr's lost it. Good front on defence there. They needed something. And Strasser runs across the field. He teams up with Nichols.
That was Randall. Dan Randall, a great shot just underneath the ball of Burr.
He doesn't make too many mistakes, Lachlan Burr.
You still haven't seen Nichols take the ball and just dig into the line and get some contact early.
I think he's more just out there to control them, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he adds when you got those players around you, it adds confidence.
So Pumapee goes inside the 10 now. Links up with Strasser, who takes on the line and caught the shot for his trouble. Burr was the man that dropped it. He lined up Strasser there. Here's Guess. Couple short of the line. Politoni clings on. Pumapee has it. They played at the arm. The ball bounced. Referee says penalty. Well, why did he blow a penalty? Nichols was about to score. Nichols was over the line.
We see referees these days in the NRL and even the Intrust Super Cup play the advantage.
All right, they get the ball back at least. Wow, I can't believe that. Guest plays it. Pumapee sends it to Strasser. It comes out to Ahern. Broadhurst missed him.
They're getting up hard on this right-hand side, Burleigh. There's an opportunity to put a nice little deft kick in behind.
Here's Nichols. Nowhere to go for Anderson, so he sends it back to his number 7, who goes to Whitchurch. Very strong, Aaron Whitchurch. Closes to within 5. Pumapee picks it up. Tried to catch the marker offside. He went back to Whitchurch. Brilliant skill, Redcliffe. Jonas Pearson will get over and score. That was brilliant to watch.
Well, it was a try that came from nothing, absolutely nothing doing that set for Redcliffe Dolphins. And Pumapee takes him on from dummy half, gets a little offload, and the great hands, the quick hands of Whitchurch.
What are we looking for here, Tatey? We're going to the video referee.
I don't know whether they're looking at if there was a Redcliffe knock-on into a Burleigh player. It'll be this challenge here.
Play on. Great hands.
Beautiful
Joe
hands,
Bradley, fantastic hands. Great sleight of hand to get to Jonas Pearson. But Pumapee, both Pumapee and also Politoni, they're so much alike the way that they play. Nice pass there, nice from Whitchurch. 2 good involvements in 2 tackles. There'll be no problem with that. Redcliffe get back on the board, 6 points to 4. Tony, you talk about, and Salty, about the body language. The way you get yourself back into the game is through defence. And Dan Randall, that hit that he came up with on Lachlan Burr, straight away that turns the rhythm and the momentum back in your favour. As Darren Nichols, so let's see how this leg...
Oh, I don't reckon the leg's any good. He's duffed that.
Here we see again Pumapee. It's great how he sized up the situation with a short amount of time to think. And Pearson, like any good winger does, he hangs on his side, waits for the ball to come to him. But that's great work there from Joe Bradley. We've got a game, boys.
Let's go to Peter.
Mate, I've got to say, really concerned about Darren Nichols' ability to see out this game this afternoon. He will be, as you all said, out there to just guide the team around the park, but concerned the way that he just really just dabbed at that attempted conversion. And he's not happy either with the strapping that he's got on or the protection that he's got on. The quad keeps fidgeting around at it. We'll keep an eye on him for the next little bit, but he's clearly not comfortable out there.
Here's Strasser to Ahern. There's an overlap, and they're through. Randall. Good one-hand catch. Randall still going. He gets as far as Curtis Rowe, and he's shown the ground. Good ball, good vision. Strasser to send Randall downfield. Ahern there. He comes across the field. He gives it to Guess, who got whacked by Dowling. Good tackle. They head right this time. Nichols. Oh, another one.
Get that in here.
Semi Saluma then.
Nothing live.
Nichols.
That's fine.
Puts it up. Johnston can leap, trying to get airborne, but couldn't get off the ground, and Regan's the man to save the day.
Oh, great work here down this left-hand side by Ahern. Last week he played a real ball running role with Nichols being out. He put Randall down the left-hand side, and Randall didn't overcook it. He just ate up the yards. So you see here, he didn't look around for support because he knew there was nothing around him, so he just tried to take Rowe on. But equally good defence as Saluma goes through again for Burleigh. We haven't seen a penalty yet, have we?
One penalty.
One penalty.
Only the one after 20 minutes. It's good, isn't it?
Great.
Tyson Clear ready to come out there. You'll like him too, Brent. He is mad. He's another one. Cullen with the end over end kick. Fielded by Jonas Pearson. Tremendous athlete, isn't he? He sent his own player. Nichols flying there.
Is that a tackle for Nichols or not?
Might be missed-tackling.
It's about that 20-minute mark. We'll start to see the game open up a little bit. A few of these big forwards starting to tire. It's where we'll see the little men start to get involved, start to get out of dummy half, and play a bit of footy like we saw with Strasser down the short side just a moment ago.
Sam Anderson, he plays big minutes. 65 last week against the Sunshine Coast Falcons. 65 the week before against Burleigh. Long kick from Ahern, down to Wanahi. Here comes the locks flowing. Cullen, oh, he takes off.
Still reckon his position's hooker. How quick is he out of dummy half?
And now Semi Saluma. Oh, he's turned over. There's our second penalty of the afternoon. Down to Pete.
Well, they've gone to the benches, both coaches. We've seen Luke Page, he's got a rest now for Burleigh Bears, and Louis Fanini on the field. Nathaniel Petterou coming on as well, isn't he? Pumped up, Luke Page. Look at this, and you talk about being pumped up. Tyson Cleal is on the field, so watch out for some fireworks when Tyson gets involved.
He's a rare unit, Luke Page.
All the way, redcliffe.
It's great to see him getting excited, pump the crowd up.
Great,
That's
isn't
what it is, grand final day.
Really good. Fogarty. Now the 22, Nat Petterou. 17 short, Burleigh. Schwass runs inside the 10. Stopped by Bridge. Ahern up from fullback. Anderson there too. Politoni plays shorts. Petterou tried to barge over but couldn't. Couple short of the line now. Politoni wants to send it left. He gives it to Cullen. Out the back to Curtis Rowe. Rowe sees half a gap. Curtis Rowe's got to the line. He's got two, Curtis Rowe.
Okay, Nick, Goffey, we're on tackle 4. Got a try. Just confirm the ball gets to the line.
Well, they've got some problems on this right-hand defence for Redcliffe because twice now there's been no questions that have been asked of them, but they've just invited Burleigh into their try line. It's Nichols that slides off the tackle. He's got that down. That's a try. Second try for Curtis Rowe.
Now the ball hasn't hit the deck before the line, has it? No, he's put it down on the line.
Slid over, it's fine.
That's just determination, Brent Tate.
And it's his speed. It's his speed and carrying the ball on two hands when he's going to the line. And that Redcliffe defence, they're backing off on your line. It's one of the things you practice the most at training all week, getting off your line, defending your line, and Redcliffe are backing off.
Well, you've got to get off hard, haven't you? Get off hard straight. There's no use sliding on your line because you'll end up just running in behind your try line. Well, they fall over the line.
Well, they're tackling him over the line. You're right. It's his speed carrying the ball on two hands.
Nick, video referee, we confirm the on-field decision, try.
So Curtis Rowe has got 2 and Burleigh extend their gap. Fogarty from the exact same spot where he landed the previous attempt at conversion. He manages to squeeze it through. It's an 8-point advantage in favour of the Bears over the Dolphins down to Peter sideline.
He's had a great season, Curtis Rowe, and he started off this grand final in fantastic fashion. He just got on the outside of Nichols there. Nichols, a fully fit Darren Nichols, might have made a better attempt to stop him there, but when he got that momentum, just too hard to stop. Have a look at this for a shot. That would have shown it there, just the way that he got on the outside of Nichols, but as they go to the bench, both teams, this is a really important part of the game. We know how strong Burleigh's bench are, Redcliffe's. We know about Tyson Cleal, but a lot of pressure on the others on the bench this afternoon.
I think Burleigh have got to get Christian Hazard, and I've said this on previous occasions as well. They've got to get him on before half-time. Louis Fanine coming off the bench and getting his first involvement.
And Strasser once more asked to make the tackle. Politoni with a weaving run. There's your man, Christian Hazard. Dynamic pace. He goes, Cullen, straight through Cullen. He's got support, gets it away, back on the inside, Fogarty spilt it. Oh, now, what's he saying? Knock on against Burleigh first, double knock on. Well, Cullen and Rowe are cutting them to pieces.
Well, they're asking questions on that right-hand side defence of Redcliffe because Nichols is out there, knows that he's underdone. So they're asking questions of not only Nichols, but the people that are around him.
Now, hang on, this is going to be a Burleigh scrum.
Let's go. Let's go, guys.
Okay, so it was touched first by Redcliffe. We saw the double knock on. Is it here?
Nope.
Can't be there.
Well, another big set coming up for Redcliffe.
That's a big call.
He's air swung at it. All right. Fogarty. Away to Schwass. Still going, Schwass, 4 metres out. Can Burleigh make the most of that?
Good
stroke
play.
of fortune. Lovely little set play. Fanine has it. Up against the goalpost, lost the ball. Penalty. I think the Redcliffe fans are real happy.
Taking 2 points here, Burleigh. He's just lost that. Cold. That's two. It's 3 calls now. And we know that they haven't blown a lot of penalties early and they've let the game flow, the referees. But the call on Nichols not to play the advantage. That knock on and now a penalty that will put them another 2 points ahead.
This is an interesting call to take the shot. They lead by 8, so it'll extend the gap to 10. I guess 10 points in a grand final is handy, but it doesn't really have any huge bearing, does it? 2 converted tries and still gets Redcliffe back in front.
It does, but you can put pressure on them just by the scoreboard. You know, as a player, you look up to the scoreboard and all of a sudden, I know you're only 10 points behind, but you know, it's still that lead that puts pressure on you.
Well, I find it a funny one. I think they had all the momentum going there. Redcliffe, a few hands on hips, a couple of back-to-back sets. I think I would have been rolling the dice and going for a try.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially when you considered just how much trouble they're causing for that right-hand side defence of the Redcliffe Dolphins. What about Cullen? Dynamic. We head to a 10-point lead. Burleigh 14, Redcliffe 4, Peter.
They need a big effort here, the Dolphins, Matt. They're just a little bit flat now. I think they're relieved that Burleigh took the 2, to be honest with you. Just having a look at them coming up now to take the kick-off. They just need something to go their way. Like we saw from the Dan Randall hit, they need something to turn the tide of this game, and they've got to find a way to shut down Cameron Cullen as well. He has been absolutely fantastic.
Pearson with the restart. Taken by Curtis Rowe, run back by Nat Petteroo.
Now Shane! Out together square. Hold! Go, 1.
15 is Brandon Lee, who was absent last week because of suspension. There's a good run. Good surge. Ball's come out though. Oh, hang on. I reckon they've been done it here as well. That's Pat Bye-Bye, who had the ball taken out of his possession by the defenders, or there might have been an arm there from Anderson.
No,
what do you think?
There's always going to be an arm around the ball. It's what happens in rugby league. It's when the runner is struggling to try and get that ball free that it comes out.
We'll go to 1 referee. Yeah, mate.
That's stripping one drive. Oh, fair dinkum potty.
Just got to understand the game. And
I'm interested with what you think about that, Brent. I just, in watching so much football this year, we're getting away from this idea that the onus is on the bloke with the ball to protect it.
Yeah, we are. I think we're all scratching our heads at times. As soon as there's a lost ball in any tackle, the refs are really quick to put the hand up and blow the penalty. And Well, like many of you guys, sometimes are left wondering.
An opportunity on the left here. We've got a lot of players on the short side here. Too many, Redcliffe.
Fogarty decides to turn it underneath. Good one-handed offload there from Pettigrew. It finds Swass. He brings it to within 9 of the Dolphins line. Gee, another try here would be very, very hard for Redcliffe to cop. Fogarty takes them on. Stopped by Lee and Cleal there as well. Centre of Suncorp. Politoni spears it across. Cullen out the back row, went without it. Jonas Pearson on with the regather.
What about the hand?
Brilliant. He couldn't maintain his feet. If he'd have stayed upright, Jonas might have been putting it down right about now.
That's better defence from Redcliffe. They got off their line, they rushed the ball players, and they've come up with an error. And that's much better defence on the edge there.
Oh, if he stays up, it's a foot race between he and Wanahee. Now Johnston. They've been deprived of the ball for the last 10 minutes or so, at least then. At least that period. Anderson comes to the sideline. Pumapy picks it up from dummy half. A high one here. Ahern with a spiral up. They've allowed it to bounce and hit the post. Curtis Rowe lost it. There was a chance for Redcliffe. Curtis Rowe and Wanahee were looking at each other saying, I think you better catch that one, son.
Well, as Salty said early, Suncorp Stadium.
Yours.
Well, they absolutely wanted nothing to do with that at all.
The Suncorp Stadium, doesn't it, Tatey? You know better than most, being one of the back three. It can swirl, like Salty said, and you can get lost with the size of the stadium as well as a beautiful spiral kick.
Oh, he hit it absolutely perfect, but yeah, both those guys, they were cooling yours, that's for sure.
Oh, here's a thumping dropout. That's travelled 57 on the fly. Hit it sweetly. Pearson's put down on the 40. I reckon Redcliffe needs some points before the break. Cleal tackle. There's big Josh Alamai out there now. Mr. T, look at him.
That's a good run. That's what Redcliffe needs. Just a good play to go wide now off the back of that.
Lee plays it. Pumapy can run on the back of that. He tried to send the pass to the man, Brown, who nearly ducked in between defenders. Pumapy picks it up. Little crash ball away this time. They're edging ever closer. Here's the last tackle. Lee plays it. Pumapy wants to kick to the in goal. It bounces up and they've scored. It's Tyson Cleal with a try on Grand Final day.
You know the best part about this play is that everyone knew what was happening. You got two flat runners running through to make themselves an option just in case Pumapy wants to give them the ball. But they all push through space. But what a great little deft kick from Shane Pumapy. And as you said, Tomo, it was so important to get points before half-time. And great work from the interchange forward, Tyson Cleal, to push through the line and put a 4-pointer right next to the upright to make the kick easier for Nichols.
A couple of real opportunistic tries there for the Dolphins. They're hanging in there, which is good. Tyson Cleal has been great off the bench, added some real enthusiasm. And that, again, is just another try, just off the back of not much doing for Redcliffe.
Just simplicity, isn't it, Tate? Just everything do it with energy, but do it simple, and you'll come up with some sort of positive result.
Well, they look good when their big boys just charge into the line. They go wide off the back of that, off a quick play the ball. And again, they're in the game.
And like last week, Tomo, Taylor Brown, he comes off the bench, doesn't he? And adds a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. He's a hard man to tackle. He's the one that snuck his nose through the line.
Well, he only played 21 minutes against the Falcons, but ran for 130 metres. So Nichols sends it over from right in front. And we're back to a 4-point margin. Down to Pete on the sideline.
Yeah, you can just see the way that it lifted everyone, not only the players, but the Dolphin supporters. He liked that one, Tyson Cleal, scoring a try on Grand Final day. They don't concede again. Would you believe it's their best first half of football in about a month, Redcliffe? There's the coach, Adam Mogg. We know they've got off to bad starts right throughout the final series, but this here today for the Redcliffe Dolphins, if they can go in trailing by just a 4 at worst, then I'm sure Adam Mogg will be extremely happy given the way that they've come home in the second halves so far this final series.
Well, When attacking the right-hand side of Burleigh Bears through Strasser's side, the Burleigh Bears defence is getting up really quick on their try line and shutting them down early. So every time they've gone back to the opposite side of Redcliffe, they've come up with some result, that point of attack.
So our match day sponsors, the Burleigh Bears, supported by I Love Coffee. Increase your profits with an I Love Coffee system for your business. The website is on screen there. As Redcliffe get a penalty to get out of their own end, and Village Motors, major supporters of the Redcliffe Dolphins. They're the home of Holden, Nissan and Renault. You can visit villagemotors.com.au.
Taylor Brown again, the number 20. Gets in between defenders, sneaks his head through the line, gets on the front foot.
Hold! Go.
Here we go here, Taylor Brown gets in between defenders. Ball pulled out by Swass.
Hold! Go.
Again, questionable.
Brown. Willing. Big. Mobile.
He's awkward. He's got an awkward build. He's got no hit zone on him. And he's quick with it.
Hold here.
That's the 30-metre line. Lee plays it. Pumapy picks it up. Sends it to Strasser. Good ball. They're almost off here. Randall Johnston did well to hang on to it and flings it back into the field of play. But it's a forward pass.
Well, again, Redcliffe down this little short side. Burleigh's right-hand side defence. They've attacked there a couple of times today with a bit of joy. And again today, a little opportunity there.
Well, that was that combination last week, wasn't it? With Zach Strasser and Bridge. Scored 2 tries, back-to-back tries. It's a big, tall. They've got 2 big, tall, rangy back rowers. And
wait till the ball's in before striking, Shane.
I think in the second half, I think Redcliffe, if they can use angles on Burleigh, look like they're going to load up on an edge and all of a sudden bring the ball back towards the ruck and try and get in and around these big guys in the middle.
You can see on screen there the Fogs Colts Grand Final, which was played as the curtain raiser here, went the way of Winner Manly. We missed out on the finals in the top grade, but they got the money over the East Tigers, so well done to them.
Dominant all year they have, that Seagull side.
Now we're 24-0 at half-time. Sammy Saluma playing for a penalty. Wasn't forthcoming. Now Alamai clears up quickly. Good tackle, Tyson Clear. Just over 3 minutes before the break. Fernine put down. It's amazing what some points does to inject energy into a team. Redcliffe were very lethargic for the first 20-25. They're now jumping out of the ground. Oh, what about the bounce? Regan was flying through, and the bounce, it looked like the ball wanted to go to him.
Well, you're in 2 minds. Jack Ahern's in 2 minds here. He doesn't know when it's going to bounce out. It's one of those well-weighted kicks.
That looked like the ball was being controlled by remote control.
A big set for the Redcliffe outside backs as we see Johnson take one up here just to get in, relieve some pressure off these forwards. Had to do a lot of tackling this half and not too many stoppages in play, so real important now these outside backs get involved.
Let's go down to Peter Basaltis.
Important stage of the game here. I know there's only 2 minutes left in the half, but they've got to complete here, Redcliffe, and make sure that they can go at least just that 4 points down. I mentioned here before, Matt, about their strong second halves. They'll be buoyed by this here, Redcliffe, this last 7 or 8 minutes as they looked at the numbers.
Almost through Whitchurch. They don't want half-time, Redcliffe. They want to keep going. Pomapi, look left, goes right. Good. Kick stabbed in behind there. The bounce is good. Pearson nearly put the forehand on it and sent it back infield, but it bounces over his head.
They're finding some love down that short side, aren't they? Jonas Pearson. Wakawana, he doesn't know whether to hang back, come up into the line.
Well, it's a great play again from Redcliffe. It's just with Pearson's speed. It's a real asset for him having him back there today, and they'll certainly continue to target one here in their second half.
Now, who's going to get the feed here, boys? Because Cullen stuck the leg out and definitely played at the ball. And Burleigh's going to feed this, so I reckon that should be a Redcliffe feed. Unless Jonas Pearson touched it before it went over the sideline. It didn't look like he did to me.
Redcliffe are starting to play some footy now, starting to string some passes together. Pumapi's starting to get out of dummy half. Just look for a little offload, look for his outside men and Nichols. And Strasser starting to play some footy. They're starting to look on top.
Here comes Schwartz. Brown's there in defence with Randall. Across the park goes Fogarty. Oh, one bounce. Curtis Rose spilt the beans. Redcliffe want this back to try and have one last dash before the break.
Hasn't it gone in waves, the momentum of the game? And yeah, the early part I thought Redcliffe really had the ascendancy, and then Burleigh scored a try really against the run of play when they were on the back foot. They get the rhythm back in their game, and then all of a sudden a try to Tyson Clear leading into half-time, that all-important period before half-time, to go on with so much momentum.
Geez, Burleigh looks strong when they do go to Cullen.
Yeah.
Attacking that left edge, they look dangerous every time they've been down there. Even that pass going to ground, I thought they had the numbers.
Well, Strasser and Nichols, they've made 7 and 6 tackles both between them, 13 tackles all up. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Lanahan would want that to be more at half-time. I think his sole focus is to work them over as much as possible on those edges.
So Brown plays it. 22 seconds, probably a couple of tackles. Redcliffe close enough if they're good enough. Good hands, lovely exchange of passing. It comes out to Bradley. He's enjoyed a good first half, Joe Bradley. 10 seconds left. Nichols wants it. Decides to go for a run, keeps it alive. Hands it back to Ahern, who kicks towards the end goal. That wasn't the play. It'll roll dead, and that'll see us out for the first half. It's been a good first half. Burleigh looked like they were getting right on top, but Redcliffe, they hung in, and they've certainly looked the better of the two teams in the last 10 minutes leading into the break. They trail by only 4 at half-time. The 2016 Intrust Super Cup Grand Final from Suncorp Stadium. It's on a knife's edge. So the final 40 minutes of season 2016 are upon us, and we have a wonderful contest coming up. This could go either way. It's Burleigh with a narrow ascendancy, 14 points to 10. But certainly there are a few twists and turns in store for the final 40. Burleigh jumped out of the blocks, but Redcliffe, they stuck with them, and they've got themselves back into a position where they can most certainly win this. This period out of half-time has been owned by Redcliffe in the last little while. Even though they were beaten by Burleigh a couple of weeks back, they came out, I think they scored 3 tries in the space of about 12 minutes after half-time. And again against the Falcons last week, it was where they really got on top. Good tackle. Fanine coming in there on Fainga. What's your feeling here, Brent Tate?
Yeah, well, it's one that could go either way. Looking at Redcliffe, Whitchurch and Gesh, both with grand final experience, they become crucial this second half. You know, their leadership out there, they've been here before. As a good kick, just rolls in a touch, settles the nerves. And that grand final experience from those two will really need to shine here for Redcliffe.
What I noticed, guys, at half-time when both teams leaving the field, Redcliffe were bouncing. They were bouncing off the field. They were all encouraging each other. And sometimes you can fake that, but I thought the body language from Redcliffe, the way they finished that half off, scoring the try 7 minutes before half-time, they went in bouncing where Burleigh were really looking for half-time.
Let's go down to Peter Basaltis. Pete, great chat there with Troy Casadale and the family of Dan Randall at half-time, and it was very good of you to agree to have a selfie with Troy Casadale as well.
That's mainly for Sats's benefit. I know how big a fan he is of Troy Casadale. And just picking up on, Scott, from what you were just saying there too before about the whole body language and how Redcliffe were in the sheds, so you can say that you really got that feeling down here. And just talking to those that have been in the room, said they were very buoyant by the last 15 minutes of the first half. Redcliffe, Adam Mogg just wants them to continue to try to dominate this Burleigh Bears forward pack. Don't try to push any passes. Just get in there and stick to their game plan. Do what they got them to the grand final. For Jimmy Lenihan, well, he just talked about regaining that ascendancy. Said they've got to somehow find that momentum, but don't go for the panic plays. Thought they went for the big play too early.
A high kick here from Fogarty. It's pretty much gone nowhere, but these are always dangerous. Now, if that's taken a Redcliffe hand, the player's offside. And it's a penalty against Burleigh for being inside the 10, is it?
I think Burleigh actually knocked this ball back. And the forwards just coming, trying to get back on side behind the play. The ball have come up with the ball. It's a kick that Fogarty probably wanted to go a little bit deeper. It comes off Broadhurst's hand.
Hold for the tap. Wait.
Well, that was
Tackle, yeah. Tackle was completed. Yeah, big day for Cameron Cullen. His father Wayne Cullen won a grand final back in 1985 with South Magpies when they upset the Wynnum Manly Seagulls that day. The great Wally Lewis and Gene Miles and co. Played in the halves that day, so it's a big day for Cameron Cullen, that man on screen. The family have been through a big 12 months.
He's having a tremendous game so far. Pumapie sends it to Strasser. It looks good when he runs, Zach Strasser.
Big opportunity for Bridge just on his left shoulder then.
Pumapie shows, goes, gets half through. 11 short of the line. Hearn spins it to Strasser. Here's a kick for Johnston. Up they go. It's taken a hand of Randall and gone forward. Rowe's going to be tackled, but that's a knock-on against Redcliffe.
They continue going to that left, which is Curtis Johnston. He's 6'3", 6'4", up against Oliver Regan. They've got a lot of height, haven't they? Both wingers, Jonas Pearson and Johnston, up against Wanahi and Oliver Regan. But they're probably not giving themselves enough space, Tatey, to put those kicks across, because it's easy for Burleigh to get other members around the ball.
I'd like to see the kick go a little bit higher. Just give them a bit more time to get there, be able to get off one leg and jump pretty high. But an opportunity there, going for Redcliffe. The man had a good opportunity of catching that pass, so he'd be disappointed in that.
Here's a third tackle kick.
Good kick.
Aimed towards the sideline and finds it.
Just outside, just over the 40 here. But it was a good kick, it was a good play. Great control from Fogarty. Again, still not overplaying his hand.
I love his demeanour, how controlled he is, how calm he is. Just watching him direct the traffic out there.
He's got a real good poker face, you know.
And his kicking game's been outstanding. His pass selection's been really good. Oh, I think he's got a real future, this young kid.
Under 20s with the Gold Coast Titans. Last year suffered an injury and was at the Tweedhead Seagulls. Played a full season at Burleigh.
Well, there'll be some chances in the halves for Parramatta.
Oh, he'll play a lot of NRL, Jamal Fogarty.
They're up quickly there on Johnston.
I still think they can really get some rewards if Pumapie gets out of dummy half and looks like he's going to get to the outside and turn guys back under.
He goes to Strasser, who takes off. Strasser breaks through the line. He stopped on the 40 and just over it now. Broadhurst was there to bring him down. Sent from Pearson. Away to Curtis Johnston. Pumapie.
Lost their way a little bit there. Yeah, lost their way a little bit there, Redcliffe. No direction.
Pumapie decides to kick. Taken by Rowe. Runs around Pumapie and accelerates Curtis Rowe. He's had a tremendous impact, Curtis Rowe. There's a good tackle. Saluma was lined up. Whack out Wanahi on the halfway. And still going. Put down by Lee. 4 plays gone. Here goes Fanine. He runs up into Brown. And Fainga over the top as well. This is the last play coming up. Fogarty will go high. Again, it's reasonably shallow. And Redcliffe have no issues in diffusing that through Curtis Johnson. That's a strange sort of a kick from Fogarty.
Yeah, it's twice now. Just the weight. Probably just hard judging the distance leading into that try line area. But Tatey, that can also be really dangerous because everyone stands around. You're not sure whether you want to contest it if you're Redcliffe.
Well, and they're letting the ball bounce, and we know the rugby league ball can bounce in any direction, so it is a threat. I think he would be disappointed in his last 2 kicks. He would want it down near that try line a bit further, just to give his chasers a chance to get down there and get a good leap at it. As Redcliffe work it out.
Fainga gets up to the halfway. He's left for Neen behind there. Pumapi can sense a chance, takes off, throws it around the corner. This is the last.
I reckon the
Dolphins have been trapped.
I reckon the tackle count was short then. I think they called the tackle count short then.
Hold here. Where you are? Yeah, play it. Go.
Well, our intrepid statistician Alex Talon is shaking his head vigorously. And he's passed me a note to say, tell Sats he can't count. We knew that. Regan. This is similar to the way the first half started. Just an arm wrestle. A battle for the momentum and the ascendancy. Broadhurst put down. Fainga is there in defence. Sent from Politoni inside Fogarty. Good defence there on Alamai. He got rattled.
Taylor Brown.
He's been impressive off the bench, Taylor Brown. Just some of his runs and aggression in defence.
Here's Cullen. Here's Rowe. Lovely pass. Saluma nearly there. Saluma over. Is the ball on the grass? I reckon it is.
Hold up.
Wakawara, he thinks it is.
We've got last tackle. Tackle 5. Try. Check the grounding.
Saluma had no right to get there, but he wasn't going to be stopped.
Well, it's a ball from Curtis Rowe. Down this short side, just holds it up perfectly. Double pumps. Offloads the ball. Here we go. Does he get it down? Plenty to work to do.
He's got it down there. That's down.
Well, they can't strip him of the try, which has been awarded on the field. No way. That's going to be 4 points for Burliegh.
He's done a great job because he's on his back there. It looks as though the
There it
Redcliffe
is.
players have actually assisted the ball getting pushed down just with the weight.
Confirming.
Peter, video referee here. We confirm your decision. Grounding good. Try.
Time on.
So it's Burliegh 18. Kick to come. Redcliffe 10. Sammy Saluma has got there, and again the try has come through that left-hand attack of Burliegh, which has been dynamic.
It has really focused on Darren Nichols, the half, knowing that he's going to be underdone and asking him questions. And as I said before, not him, but the people around him. And at that stage there, Curtis Rowe just held the ball up beautifully, committed the outside defender, put Sammy Saluma, who beat a shoulder charge at the judiciary a week and a half ago to play in this grand final. Both he and Josh Alamai.
Fogarty hits it, flash. He just doesn't miss, does he? Wonderful goal kicker. And he establishes a 10-point lead. The Bears over the Dolphins, down to Pete on the sideline.
How accurate is Jamal Fogarty? This is superb work once again. And Sammy Saluma means so much to this Burleigh Bears side. They go over to extend their lead. Both teams already going to their benches to start off the second half. Have a look at this for a strike. A thing of beauty. What a great kick that was. Nice little fade on it to bring it over straight over the black dot. Big interchange for both sides. Sam Anderson back on for Redcliffe, but Jeff Lynch, late inclusion into the Burleigh side. He is on the field and he's about to get the footy.
He's returning from a medial ligament problem. He suffered that in round 25. So he's missed a fair bit of footy. But Jim Lenihan thinks enough of Jeff Lynch to throw him into a grand final. Alamai.
Out together. Here. Sam. Go. Sorry.
Now Lynch again. Push back.
Hold.
Sam Anderson.
Release Sam. Go. 4.
Brandon Lee there. Comes Petteroo. He's been busy, hasn't he?
It's a good set of 6. 65 metres out. Tackle 5.
The kick from Fogarty. Shapes it towards the sideline. Oh no, a hurt. He's got a few blues in him at the back and he's made another one. Knock on off Burleigh. Off the leg of a hurt and then Burleigh knocked it on. He's made a few of those mistakes in the last few weeks.
But Fogarty twice has gone to the area, hasn't come up with the points. Comes off of Hearn's legs there and then it's knocked on by Broadhurst. But this time Fogarty, he goes to the ground. Nice execution with a kick to put some pressure on Jack Ahern.
And it's good vision from Fogarty.
Yeah.
Because in that position, most halves would just go straight to the air, test them out at the back, but he saw a little bit of space in behind the Redcliffe defence. Just deft little kick, and Nelly earns his team a repeat set.
Yours, Goffin.
I know one thing about this Burleigh side, they're as fit as they've ever been. They're as more disciplined than I've ever seen Burleigh in a lot of years.
Johnson with another run. That's his 10th of the afternoon. Tries to wrestle and get to his feet. Now Anderson. What can the captain produce? They need something. They're down by 10. Good run Fainga that time. This is a power set from Redcliffe. They've gone a long way. Strasser can run. Gives the ball away on the outside. Taking the ground bridge. 26 short of the line. This is the last. It'll be a high kick. It hasn't gone far enough, really. It's allowed to bounce. Oh, Wakawana, he dodged the bullet. They're not real keen to catch him this afternoon, Brent. Oh, here we go. He sells it to everyone, Cullen, and sets off down the sideline.
Great play also. To be aware that it's early in the tackle count, eat up the yards, and then just get to play the ball.
Now Saluma, fresh off scoring a try. Muscles his way up to halfway. Played to Politoni. Now Wanahi.
They've got the momentum back, haven't they, Burleigh?
Yeah, they certainly have. It's all Burleigh at the moment. That run from Cullen, just so smart. Done with the open. Sneak down the short side, and he's got his team on the front foot.
Lynch plays it back. Politoni. Now Cullen. Puts a kick through. It's going to be too heavy.
Well, that's a real let-off for Redcliffe. There's a lot of hands on hips there. They'll earn themselves a 7 tackle set here. Cullen had his time again. I don't think he'd put that ball with that much weight on it.
Let's get a comment from Pete.
Both teams, Matt, have used 4 interchanges, but I think it's almost time for Adam Mogg to roll the dice. He's got to bring Christian Hazard on. They need an impact. They need someone to come on. And as we speak, he's actually got the interchange card in his hand. In fact, stand corrected, they've just used their 5th Redcliffe, and he will be their 6th, Christian Hazard. He's got to get out on the field and try to make an impact.
Yeah, he's the man, isn't he? Nichols.
That's the play there, back against the grain.
Lee gives the ball away to Strasser, floats it over the top. Randall down the sideline, taken by Broadhurst. They shift the other way now. Nichols is waving a hern underneath. He gets as far as Fainga. Hazard's come onto the field in 25. He'll run straight into dummy half here. His team set up 16 out, centre of the park. Nichols comes across. Nichols gives the ball away to Whitchurch. Oh, that's superb, Saluma! As soon as the ball arrives, Sammy Saluma snatched it away from him. Now, what are we saying here? Is it a double knock on? And the feed to Burleigh anyhow.
So the hit from Saluma, and he adjusted beautifully while the ball was in the air. He hits Whitchurch, and they're saying the ball's gone forward from Whitchurch into Sammy Saluma.
How good's that?
That's a big play. Hits him with the inside shoulder. A lot of defenders will come up and hit him with the outside shoulder. If they pinball and ricochet out of it, there's still an opportunity.
Let's go, trainer, let's go, mate. Mark's
Luke Page. Could you imagine what his celebration will look like if they win the grand final?
He'll go for 2 weeks.
Get in.
You know he's got his own DJ, mate.
Yeah, he'll do 7 laps of the ground on his hands.
Yeah.
Bend your backs. Get in.
DJ Mo Fresh, he calls himself.
Move together. Hold.
Long way to go in this. 10 points. That's nothing when these 2 teams come together. It's Burleigh controlling it at the moment.
Christian, Zach gets square.
There's Hazard along with Strasser. Defending Broadhurst. Oh, bad ball. They've left it behind. That might be the opening Redcliffe knee. Hazard away to big Fainga. That's the 20-metre line. Lynch is in there. So's Politoni. And Luke Page as well. Fainga plays it. Hazard can run here. Shows it on the inside. And Anderson will be trapped. He's put on his back 5 shorts. The Redcliffe fans starting to come into it as well. Nichols takes off. Nichols will score. He might be carrying a bone quad, but he's still got over for a crucial try. They're back within 6 and they'll be back within 4 soon.
Well, he's asked the question on a couple of occasions here this afternoon. And this time, instead of delivering the ball to his outside man, he takes the line on. The ball just up high for a big man like Alamai. He's tired and he's in the line. He goes to the outside. Whitchurch runs a beautiful line on the outside to compress the defence, and he sneaks in between defenders, and that's his strength. Darren Nichols taking the line on, and he finally does that. This man here who's come into the game with a bad thigh injury, as you see, heavily strapped with that thermoskin there on his right leg, the kicking leg. And we've been waiting for him to inject himself into the game and take the defensive line on. As you come in with injuries like that, Tony, it plays in the back of your mind. You know that you think you can tell yourself that you're fit enough to play in a big game like this, but it's not until you really throw yourself into the game that you actually know. And
it's a grand final with pressure, and you add that, not wanting to let your team down. You know you've got a, the injury hanging over your head. It just adds to what is the thrill of grand final day. But you're right, he set him up perfectly all day. He's passed, taken him on at the right time, like all good halves with an opportunity, and he gets his team 4 points. Make that 6.
This has been gutsy by Redcliffe. Burliegh jumped out of the blocks from the opening whistle. The Dolphins had to hang with him to claw their way back, and it's been a mirror image of that in the second half. And Nichols, the man who goes over. We've got an absolute thriller. 21 minutes left in the grand final. Peter Basaltas.
It's been one of the best Intrust Super Cup grand finals we've seen for some time, Matt. And Darren Nichols, he's on one leg, but he just goes to show what determination can do when you're on the big stage. That was magnificent from the Redcliffe Dolphins halfback. We thought he'd be sitting on the bench cheering on his teammates this afternoon, but he's out there calling all the shots. He might be playing in a dinner suit. The jersey won't need to be washed after tonight. Well, maybe if they do win in the dressing rooms, it might be, but he's putting in a great display. I do not know where this game is going to go to from here. What about that fresh shot?
Fainga colliding with Burr, who's fresh out there. Along with DJ, what is he, Mo Fresh?
DJ Mo Fresh. Good contact. Lachlan Burr just come on the field for Josh Alamai, who was getting very tired. When he dropped that ball, Josh Alamai, which is a bad pass, mind you, when they were in defence, he was getting a little bit delirious where he needed to be in the line, and Curtis Rowe was physically pushing them into positions in the defensive line.
Oh, Gia Hearn copped a whack as he went to ground. Burr again. Nichols, clever kick from the halfback. This will find the end goal. Pearson's herring after it. Wakawana, he just dives to ground and gets back in the field of play.
And that's exactly why Adam Mogg would have rolled the dice with having Nichols in the team. What do you have? Kick into the corner. Now they're starting to really ramp up their defence here. And Cullen down the short side again. Smart play.
When Nichols scored that try, as you said, Brent Tate, he's been passing. You saw Cullen got off his line to try and get early contact on the Whitchurch. He opened that space up in behind him for Nichols to go through. Big defensive set.
Yeah, huge. The kick will come. Hang on, it's the last. Luke Page has got it. He desperately flings it out the back. They've got to get a kick away from it. He somehow ends up with the ball on the last and sends a brilliant kick downfield. He wants a bounce to favour him. Oh, how's that? That was running like the Greens on the last day at Augusta. Never stops, just keeps going and going.
Charlie Fainga coming off the field and Taylor Brown coming back on, who's been so good in the finals. That's a smart replacement by Adam Mogg.
He hasn't had long off the park. This is him. Brown over the 30, yes, Pete?
One more interchange, Matt, just quickly. One more interchange for the Redcliffe Dolphins after Adam Mogg made that change.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. It's still 18.5 minutes remaining. They've only got one movement left on the bench. Hazard gave the ball away to his captain Anderson. Polatoni there with Jeff Lynch. Nichols, third tackle. Lovely ball underneath the Whitchurch. It's running with Redcliffe at the moment, but they're still behind, but they've got a massive overlap. Ahern decides to kick. He had to go through the hands. He had 3 men unmarked, Brent Tate.
Oh, he did. He rolled the dice with the ball. Still not a bad result there for the Redcliffe Dolphins. They really need to muscle up in the fence and try and force an error, but he did have the numbers. A big play and maybe an opportunity missed there for the Dolphins.
They're really muscling up. That's 3 gone, and Burliegh only back to their own 20. Saloon are playing it. Cullen from dummy half.
All offside, Redcliffe, and really keen to get off the line.
There's Pat Vai. Early kick from Cullen. Low skimmer. That one rolls as well. Ahern picks it up. He'll try and engage Pearson. He's got Fogarty in front of him. Pearson tries to pivot out of that tackle but can't.
He's got to start hovering around the middle of the field a little bit more, Jonas Pearson, early on in the tackle counts. He hasn't been injected enough.
Here's the elusive Strasser.
Strasser starting to run the ball a little bit more, looking very dangerous every time he goes to the line. Great footwork. Some tired Burleigh forwards out there at the moment. Could be some joy, like you said, with Pearson just hovering through that middle.
Here's danger. Hazard. Oh, almost through. Good defence, Burr there with Polatoni. Away to Nichols underneath the Whitchurch. He's got Page in front of him. Gives the pass away. Brown, one-handed offload. Strasser again. Taken to ground by Broadhurst. Here's the last play. Ahern throws it up in the air. It's a bit of a kick and hope. Will the bounce favour them?
Knocked on by Redcliffe.
It's been knocked on by Burleigh.
It's a well way to kick, like you said, Brent Tate. Get a little bit more height in that ball, so it gives time for Curtis Johnson and the like to get through and put some pressure.
Yeah, Curtis Rosehands touched it.
I'll talk about a big set of 6 coming up for Burleigh Bears right here, right now. Broadhurst come up with a big play the play before. They had numbers on that left-hand side, Redcliffe, and come in and shut it down. But like we mentioned before, they've had to work really hard. Burleigh, some of their forwards are starting really tight.
I know I've mentioned it 3 or 4 times in this game about changing the point of attack and in the angles, but every time that Nichols turns Whitchurch back under and back towards the ruck, they just need someone pushing through the middle, don't they, in numbers to get some points.
It comes out for Hazard. Now to Johnston. Decides to pass to Nichols. And Whitchurch has stopped. He's only 8 short of the line. Can Redcliffe lock us up? 15 minutes left on the clock. Hazard gives it to Nichols. There's numbers here. He decided to turn it underneath. Bradley stopped. Good tackle, Lachlan Burr. He's made some big defensive plays in the last 5 minutes. Hazard. This is the pass away. One-handed offload was good. Hazard, broken defensive line to Weymouth. Decides to go to Whitchurch instead. He's 3 short of the line.
Good scrambling defence, Burleigh.
They've looked like they've had them shot to bits, the Dolphins, on a couple of occasions, but Burleigh have done just that. Scramble, they come to the left. Short pass. Jamming in with a very good tackle there. Jamal Fogarty. Fifth and last. Ahern tries to kick to the in goal. Good hands, Curtis Rowe, and he can get up and go again. Well, that's excellent defence by Burleigh down to Peter Basaltis.
That's a big play from Curtis Rowe. What about that? You would have thought that 3 or 4 occasions during that set Redcliffe would score. I want to see Jonas Pearson. I know, Sats, you just mentioned before. What about that from Curtis Rowe? But I know that you just said before about having Jonas Pearson in and around the centre of the field a little bit more. I want to see him early ball one-on-one with Wakawanahi. We haven't seen too much of it this afternoon from him, and I thought he was going to get it before. He probably would have scored, but that's gutsy defence there from the Burleigh Bears.
Vai.
This is a good set off that line after being under the pump defensively.
Fogarty.
Oh, good
With a spiral bomb for Ahern. Oh, no one wants a piece of it. They've got to bounce again. Pearson, it's been touched forward, though, by Burleigh. It was Jamie Dowling who had a play on that. He had a play on that ball.
I don't blame them leaving it. They are going up a mile and spiralling everywhere.
Honestly, you would not be a coach for quids. I'm having heart palpitations just watching this.
Calm down.
It was a great set from Burleigh, like you mentioned, after being under all sorts of pressure, just to work their way out of it, nearly come up with a result.
Well, I don't think that man likes the spiral bomb all that much at Suncorp Stadium. Big Corey. He'll be on the Australian tour at the end of the year, 4 Nations. I think the wingers we've got at our disposal in the game. Oh, hang on. No, it is okay. You just get a bit anxious whenever a defender picks up a player like that. But Page did well to put him down. Now Ahern kicks, Pearson chases. Rowe covers. Tries to skip around them row, picked up and hit hard.
I'm sure the message will be going out from Jim Lenihan is, remember, we've got the lead. We don't have to come up with any miracle plays. We just have to get through our sets, just through our power forwards, and make sure our kickers get a clean kick away. And don't put us on, because their fifth tackle options in the last 3 or 4 sets, they've been scratchy, haven't they?
Now, our match day sponsors, I Love Coffee. Increase your profits with an I Love Coffee system for your business. ilovecoffee.com.au, and Village Motors, supporters of Redcliffe, are the home of Holden, Nissan and Renault, and villagemotors.com.au is their website. Here's Politoni, who's racked up 49 tackles this afternoon, kicking and kicking very well.
Well, it's another good set there from the Burleigh Bears. Luke Page and Bivai just rolling their sleeves up, getting forward off a couple of good runs. And now Redcliffe, Burleigh turning the screws on them.
Pearson trying to ease some of the load on his tiring big man. Hazard delivers the ball away. And Lee now.
Good defensive set from Burleigh.
Yeah, they're not even at their own 40 now. Nichols will go beyond that and put the kick long. Wanahi takes it on the fly. Wacka Wanahi, there's a big gap there and Wanahi's gone straight through it. Nichols had to take him around the legs. Well, that wasn't a good kick chase at all. There were gaps appearing everywhere. And now Saluma, hard to stop at the best of time. Look at big Sammy Saluma. He's charging into them.
His hit-ups have been special all day. Got the team on the front foot.
Here's Page now. Runs into Hazard and Whitchurch and Brown. The final 10 minutes almost upon us. Burr away to Fogarty, then to Rowe, then to Broadhurst. Broadhurst will be hard to pull down. He's very strong, but he stops 7 short of the line. Burleigh stacked out left if they come that way. Burr decides to run into them. Gives it out the back. Fogarty sends it to Cullen. Cullen's over! Cullen scores! There's still time on the clock, but that might be half a dagger through Redcliffe hearts.
Well, as I said, it's a special day for the Cullen family when it comes to Brisbane Grand Finals and Queensland Grand Finals. And this man has been outstanding all day. Look at the movement here when he receives the ball. He steps to the outside just before he gets the ball because he knows the defender is on him. Watch this. You can see the defender, bang, gets on the outside of the defender, gets in between the outside defender and scores a try that could possibly wrap this Intrust Super Cup Grand Final up.
He's at a blind. Could that be the play that gives Burleigh the title? The live wire number 6 in his final appearance for the Burleigh Bears. He's off to Manly next year. And he's acquitted himself well at NRL level for the Gold Coast this year, Cameron Cullen. I reckon Brent Tate, with an extended crack at the NRL, he's a real prospect, Cameron Cullen.
Oh, yeah, it's just the power and the speed he showed there. Just catch the ball, little step, and gone, beats a defender. Only built low to the ground, but it's those power athletes, and there's no substitute for speed in our game, and he's got plenty of it, explosiveness. It's great to see.
This is an important kick, isn't it?
I told you, he just doesn't miss.
You can put that try down to the set of 6 that Burleigh had before.
Yeah.
They really muscled up.
Just powered forward, didn't they?
And they made Redcliffe kick out of their own 40. Wanahi caught it on the 20, made it back to the 30. And that's what gave this the opportunity for Cullen.
It's great vision from Cullen. As I said, he knew the defender was going to put pressure on him. So just as he gets the ball, he skips to the outside. It's good skill and vision.
So it's a 10-point margin, Pete. What's the feeling down there now?
Oh, well, the feeling is that, I can tell you not only the feeling, but the word from Jimmy Lenihan from the Burleigh Bears just said to his team, and he's been very animated down here on the sideline. He said, go out there and close this game out. Don't let them back in. Keep going. That's what they're playing for. That could well be heading down the M1 in around 9 minutes from now when we have the presentation for the Intrust Super Cup for 2016. The Burleigh Bears, they need to just get to their into their sets, get to their kicks. That's what the message was from Jim Lenihan. By the way, both teams now have completed their 8 interchanges, so both teams have used up both their interchanges. Luke Page has just come off for Burleigh.
That man with the ball in his hand, Patrick Vai, he has been absolute terror here today with the ball in his hand. Him and Semi Saluma, some of his carries coming in from his side of the field, his left-hand side, has got his side on the front foot.
Fogarty, he wants the sideline and he gets it. There's maturity from the number 7.
It's exactly what the coach would have wanted after points, just to slow it down, keep it in control, roll it into touch, have a set defensive line against this Redcliffe side now. He's been great today, Fogarty. He's been outstanding. Just like you said, that maturity.
It's good, isn't it good to have that halves combination? And you guys had it in 2006 when you beat Melbourne. You had Shane Perry at halfback, who was really in control. He just got you in the field position. Then you had a guy like Darren Lockyer at number 6, who, like Cameron Cullen, he's the energetic one. He's the one that comes up with the big plays.
You're right. Shane Perry's very much like that back in the day, and he's a great foil for Darren Lockyer. We just wanted someone to get him around the park, and that's exactly what Fogarty's done today.
I'm going to write that, Lockyer.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad player, was he?
All right. Well, there's time. There's just under 6 minutes. Now, Redcliffe have to find a try from somewhere. Big Fainga runs. That's the 40-metre line. Anderson, manhandled. Lachlan Burr's defence has been sensational. That's his 29th tackle of the afternoon. Nichols to the line. Whitchurch, he stopped as he caught it. Cullen was in there to wrap up the ball. Away to Nichols. Waves one under. Short pass. Fainga driving the legs. Ball comes out. What do the referees say? It's been lost cleanly. 5 to go. Just over 5 to go.
Oh, Christian hasn't got this back.
Penalty.
So they're saying there's 2 in the tackle here. Christian Hazard he rolls the dice and tries to go one-on-one.
Yeah, well, there only needs to be 2 players have contact with the player at any time, and it constitutes a 2-man tackle. Well, that makes it hard. That penalty, it winds the clock down, and it allows Burleigh a passage right upfield, and an opportunity maybe to seal it with a try.
Just tap it straight away, Sammy. Tap it straight away. Time off.
Their entire season comes down to this 4 minutes and 27 seconds, both clubs. Petteroo. Nat Petteroo. 10th one of the afternoon.
Hold. Go. 1.
Taking every second possible. Fogarty. Oh, that's been touched by Strasser. Knocked on by Redcliffe. Burleigh will get it back once more.
Geez, in that position, you just wanted to take the tackle. There's no reason for him to come up the big play. Just need to be settled, take your tackles, play out the set, kick it into touch, wind the clock down. Fortunately, they get a result there, and this will soak up more time, not what Redcliffe needed.
Let's go. Pack. Heads in. Bend your backs. Nathaniel, let's go. Okay, ball in. Time on. Out.
I bet at the start of the season, the Burleigh camp didn't expect to hear the Burleigh chant at Suncorp on Grand Final day. Forward pass. Oh, that's a harsh call.
Marks there, forward pass.
We just spoke about playing simple.
Yeah.
Time off.
Just play the set out. Take the tackle. I think they've come up with the right call there.
It doesn't matter
All right.
who calls it.
3 minutes 41. Well, Redcliffe have got to score here. They have to score here.
Let's go.
Can they crack Burleigh open from long range? Who's the man, Brent? Who are you seeing out there? Jonas Pearson's in one pass wide of the scrum, so it'll be going to him, I reckon.
Well, it's got to go to him and Strasser. They need to really inject themselves here in this last couple of minutes as they go wide. Numbers.
Ahern, they have got numbers. Johnston's got around them, but Burleigh are able to cover. He has to come back infield, Curtis Johnston. He just stops and says, I've got nowhere to go, boys.
Go, wow, this is good.
Now Fainga.
Locked up. Hold! Release, release! Wait.
Plays it on the 40. Picked up by Hazard. Sent to Anderson, to Nichols, to Strasser. Flat pass on the chest of Randall. Stopped by a legs tackle of Regan. 25 out. Burleigh have made a play at the ball. Penalty Redcliffe.
Here. No, it's back over there.
The clock still ticks.
Back here. 10 metres back. Here. There you go. Go.
Strasser taps. Gives it away to Bridge.
Move together!
Schwass down low. Burr up high. Fainga. It's looking impossible now unless they can score right now. Hazard drifts across. Has it been lost by Strasser? Did it touch a hand? It doesn't matter. Burleigh got. Oh no! What's the ruling here? The referees have ruled knock on Redcliffe after all. What was doing there, Brent?
Early scrum.
What are they doing, Burleigh Bears? They've just got to hang on to it.
They're not behind by 10.
If you want time off, you need to pass.
Well, you'd think that they're the ones behind chasing points. This play here is. Oh, talk about a coach
throw. Listen, there you go, Zach. Have another go. Thankfully for Burleigh, it touched Zach Strasser's hand. Well, look at this. Burleigh can go to the scrum, win it, run it upfield. The set will take about a minute, and they'll be able to enjoy the final 60 seconds knowing they've got the Intrust Super Cup parcelled up. That's what the script says anyway. Pete, down to you.
I don't think he's taken a breath, Jimmy Lenahan, since about 3:55 this afternoon when the game started. He's still tense. There's people celebrating and starting to high-five around him, but he won't relax until the full-time siren goes. But you'd have to think they're home now, the Bears. Luke Page thinks they're home. There we go, the thumbs up.
There's a good run. He's had a blind to Lachlan Burt.
Go 3.
And now Pat Vaivai finds his way to the halfway. 4 tackles gone. I reckon Jimmy might be able to just take that breath very shortly. Jamal Fogarty will want it here on the last, and he'll want to kick it as far over the sideline as humanly possible. Look at that for a charge.
Geez, they've been impressive, the big men from Burleigh today. They have been outstanding.
Here's Cullen, decides to throw the pass to Wanahi. He puts the kick over the top. Taken by Ahern. Spins a long pass away. Strasser, Johnston, backhand flick. The ball went back, picked up again. Ball still alive. Fainga has it this time. And while all this is happening, the clock is being wound down to 45 seconds. Long pass away. They haven't got time now, Redcliffe. Burleigh's going to win it. Penalty to the Dolphins, doesn't matter. They take the quick tap and they go. All Burleigh want is the full-time hooter. Down to Jonas Pearson. 20 seconds left. They've been waiting since 2004, the Burleigh Bears. They haven't played in the final since 2005. They're going to be premiers in 2016. Redcliffe might be able to take a try with them anyhow. Final 10 seconds, ball comes free, Burleigh get it back, and that will be it. The grand final is over. The Intrust Super Cup is heading to Burleigh. They finished second in the regular season. They had a week off in week 1. They beat Redcliffe to seal their passage here, and they backed it up with another victory in the big dance, a 10-point margin. Well done, Jim Lenahan. Well done, everyone at Burleigh. It's been a big performance today, but they've saved their best until the back end of the season, and Brent Tate, that's what you have to do.
Yeah, what a great feeling they'd be feeling down there at the moment. They don't come around very often, grand finals. Like you said, it's been a long time between drinks for Burleigh. Redcliffe were brave today. A great final. It ebbed and flowed. It's big parts of the game, you just didn't know which way it was going to go, but Burleigh have hung on strong through their big forwards.
Sammy Saluma, tremendous game. Pat Vaibai, 12 runs, but all of them came with venom.
Are you ready, ready? Yes, we are ready, ready. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, there it is. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, there it is. The Bears are having a party. The Bears are having a party. The Bears are having a party. Hey,
Burleigh are the premiers. We'll see you next season.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports.